So we're talking about buying a home and not relying upon a conventional bank to mortgage it. So this became a function where the family was able to achieve the objective of getting the home. All of the money that would have otherwise been transferred away from their family and from every future generation, the grandkids and down the road, the great grandkids and so on, all of that money is flowing back to the family now versus flowing away. As we're going through more of these case studies, you're going to see a lot of numbers. And I just want you to be thinking about and envisioning, how can this work in my situation? How can this work with my family, with my business? Because the numbers will be different for you than what you're seeing in the case study, or they may be the same if that's the path that you choose to go down. Alan began implementing this process of becoming your own banker several years ago. And when he first got started with the concept, he had several rental properties in his real estate portfolio. Now, these were fourplexes in the same community. When we first met, he asked the very same question: hey, can I get connected with the right person on your team? And that person just so happened to be me. And he got a copy of Nelson's book. He read through Nelson's book, and he was looking at his real estate portfolio saying, okay, I've got more than 13, 15 plus years left to pay out the mortgages on this investment real estate. I'd like to get that accomplished much sooner by implementing this process. And so when he first got started with his journey, he was able to take 13 plus years left of mortgage payments and eliminate them in less than 4 years. Not only was he quite remarkably happy with that, but he also had that positive cash flow. He improved his cash flow. He was able to create more financial abundance for his family. And what he did specifically is he began putting policies in place on all of his children. And then shortly thereafter, he had grandchildren that came along, and he immediately put policies in place on their lives as well. And when one of his daughters was ready to purchase a home with her husband, they were able to finance the purchase of that property using the family banking system. So we're talking about buying a home and not relying upon a conventional bank to mortgage it. So this became a function where the family was able to achieve the objective of getting the home. But what Alan and his lovely wife, Janet, decided to do was finance it using the family banking system. And so now all of the money that would have otherwise been transferred away from their family and from every future generation, the grandkids and down the road, the great grandkids and so on, all of that money is flowing back to the family now versus flowing away. And what Alan is just so incredibly excited about, even to this day, after so many years of embracing this process, is that he's able to rest easy knowing that his family banking system value is growing every day, uninterrupted by real estate cycles, uninterrupted by the pandemic, uninterrupted by what's happening in the economy or the government, monetary decisions, etc. His family's wealth is growing every day because he changed the flow. He no longer has the money flowing away. It's all coming back. And what a relief it is to know that during COVID, there was a period of time where people were unable to pay their rent and there was no money coming in. And Alan was completely okay knowing that he owns all of this property free and clear. He is the banker. And so he gets to control that, and he gets to help his tenants when they're in times of need and not create any more financial pressure for him and for his family. So that's just one of so many examples. If you hop onto the Googles, if you hop onto our website, you'll see so many testimonies from people who share what their experience is in working with us and the coaching and the mentoring that we provide.
I wanted to mention something about Alan because I remember we were doing a boot camp event, and at that time we did them live and in person, of course, before COVID, and Alan was very engaged and he was actively participating. He was asking questions. We were in a physical room, and it was a longer session at that time, but he was really, really involved. And so I always remember that about Alan. And I additionally remember that he's also participated in lots of additional events since that time. So he's actively engaged as a member of our community. And one of the reasons I wanted to mention that, Jayson, is because the more that you learn and gain and gobble up knowledge and then embrace and participate in that, the easier everything's becomes, and the more value you get from it. So we have lots of members of our community, and with our membership website and the ongoing client coaching sessions that we do, where the more you can participate in that type of stuff once you get involved in this process, it really enhances everything that you do, and it bridges really amazing connections. Lots of our client membership have been able to find a basis to work together in other ways, whether that's investing in a real estate property or whatever. So there's lots of really cool things that happen when you embrace the community. And again, make sure you get a copy of this book, because it's a game changer. It changed everything for me